Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is the final tour race of the year, the 100 GP, and here we're wishing the Pro 125 line and the A25 Plus line good luck. Right there was Ryder Sigety, a GNCC Pro. Canito held right there, which I'll explain a little more in the video. There's my bike right here is Tucker Bedges, and then Nathan Atkins, another GNCC rider, Austin Sakanikis, Vincent Caramana, and then next is Jake Schweitzer. And then after him, Kyle Grenowitz, a big contender in the 125 series. You'll see him later. Then Max Allen right here, Wild Wally Palmer next to Ranger Emmons, and then Tegan Temple, Nick Labasco, and another one of the 25 plus riders. And see me running back to my bike, ready to start. Got a really good start this race. Tons of people on the line. Off in first, then Wally on the start VAR gets the whole shot, so that puts me in second. And Lucas Shielman will pass me in third. And you're going to see him in a minute. My start didn't really matter because coming into the fourth or third turn, whatever it is, I'm going to fall, which was really stupid because this is the most people I have ever had in my class at TOR. And I decided to fall in this race. But you see we'll fall. I'll show you the front camera now of just the start. See first to second from Wally. He is great at those hole shots on that Stark. And then behind him is, or I guess battling with him, is Lucas Shielman. So falling definitely put me in a really bad position because this series, or the 125 Pro, is only one moto. So however I do in this moto is going to determine my result for the day in this class. And that's definitely not starting off with a good start. And you see how many people just got around me. I'm in 9th right now, and I'm even going to go down from there and make a couple mistakes. So even though I do go back a little bit, keep watching because not only do I go back, I go forward a lot, and I end up start to battle for some lead positions. So make sure you guys watch because there's going to be a lot of working my way through the pack in this race and a bunch of good passes for you guys to see. Right there, Canito held. I told you I was going to talk about him a little more. He's the 2024 Niowa overall champion, so that's a pretty big accomplishment. And then to the left is Tegan Temple, who almost passed me. See, I put the position as 12th and back to 11th, and then here we move back into 10th. So now we're in 10th behind Kenny Held, and in front of him, Nathan Atkins. Also, a little bit about Tegan Temple, who is currently right behind me. He is a former J-Day overall champion and also the owner of the series that we're racing right now. So it was actually really cool to get to race him, and just I knew he was gonna be a big contender, or like he was gonna be fast here. But everybody's so tight in this race. Everybody's really close together. I've never raced a tour with this many people, and I hope next year there's gonna be this many people every race because it was just so fun getting to battle with someone the entire moto, every moto. It was so cool. So there's kind of two races going on right now because there's a race for the overall, and then there's, just got passed by Tegan Temple, so I moved back into 11th. I get around him again for a second, but then I'm going to follow Canito Held on the Suzuki over to the right, which, no fault of his own, that was a bad line for him and me to take. And then I get passed again, so Tegan is now officially in front of me, and I won't be able to get around him again for a little while. So there's a bunch of races going on during this race. There's the race for the overall, which is what I'm showing you in the bottom left corner. Then there's a race for each person's class. So there's the 250A class that started on the front row with me, and then there's the 25A class that also started on the front row with me, and then of course my class, which is 125 Pro. But right now, all of us are kind of mixed in battling. Later in the race, you're going to see more of just the 125 Pros. But you're seeing right here, I think I'm about to make a pass and move up into the next position. So because there's so many more people in the 125 Pro class this weekend, the payout I knew was going to be a lot more money because of just how many more people were in there, and that's how they do it. The more people that are in the race, the more that you're going to get paid. So I knew right now they only pay top 3. I had a lot of work to do if I even wanted to get the 3rd place payout. So I definitely wasted a lot of energy on this first moto, And next week we're going to be releasing the video for the pro class in the next 2 motos, which I definitely regretted wasting so much energy, but you're going to see it. It was worth it because of how much I get to battle with people and make my way up the course. It just makes for some really great footage, I think, so that should be interesting. Right here, I cut on the inside, and I think I passed Mike McGee, who's on my right. No, I don't, but we will get around him soon and move into 9th. Also, guys, I don't know if I know I didn't mention this yet, but I'm also here with my dad, Mike, if you want to say hello.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, this was a super exciting race, a lot of battling going on, and even though Ryder's in 10th right now, he moves up way closer to the front, so there'll be some good battles. Again, that's on the Yamaha in front of him is Mike McGee. I've seen Mike do really well. So up front, what you can't see right now in front of these people is Ryder Lafferty and Wild Wally Palmer going at it.
Coming around this turn, also, Tegan makes a mistake, and I don't know if he let me go or what happened there. I think he had arm pump too. I was able to get around Tegan, moving to 9th, and still on the chase for Mike McGee on the Yamaha in front of me.
Yeah, so Tegan, as Ryder mentioned behind you, is a former J-Day overall champion, and he's also the creator and owner of the series, but obviously he doesn't do it himself. He's got a huge, great staff helping him out, and I feel like we should give credit to them where credit is due. So yeah, here's Mike McGee still in front of us, but I was mentioning that up front is Wild Wally Palmer and excuse me, Ryder Lafferty battling, and Wally Kid is getting these incredibly good hole shots, and I think series are still trying to figure out where to put these Stark Vargs. So they came up with a rule recently that you got to start with your hand on your head. Oh, is that Dylan Recchia there?
Yeah, so we're about to come into the Endurocross section for the first time. In this little pinwheel of logs, you're going to see Nathan Atkins on the right, stuck on a log. He's in my class, so I'm going to move into 7th right here, and then get around Dylan Recchia as well, cutting inside him. Right there you see Nathan Atkins, and then right here you see Dylan Recchia. So now I've moved my way up into 6th, just a couple more positions to go, and still on the chase though, because you see right in front of me is Canito Held. Right in front of him is Vincent Caramana. Vince is going to make a mistake, I think, right around here. And you see Kenny is going to be able to get around him on these tires. This was a fun Endurocross section. A lot of tires and stuff. I don't know. I thought it was cool. But it definitely got really, really beat as the day went on. So if you guys make sure to check back next week for our pro class release video. That one's really interesting as well, because I kind of got scared on a lot of those log jumps, and I didn't jump some of them, and it really screwed me. So make sure you guys check that out. Also, make sure to stick around for more of this clip at the end of the video.
Yeah, so back to a little bit about the Stark Varg here. So they're still trying to figure out how to get these bikes involved in racing, and TOR is not AMA, so AMA basically doesn't really want it, from what I understand, in racing, but TOR is very flexible that way. So what they said is they have to start with their hands on their head, and that kind of equals things out with people who have to kickstart or use an electric starter. But what some people with the Starks have figured out, which kudos to them, don't hate the player, hate the game. What they figured out is they put their head all the way down by the handlebar, right by the button to start it, or the throttle. Actually, there's no starting it. So they are getting killer hole shots, and they have 80 horsepower. Now, 80 horsepower might sound like cheating, but I don't know what I would do with 80 horsepower. I'd probably hurt myself and do terrible. So having 80 horsepower or whatever it is, or all that weight, there's a disadvantage of that too. So kudos to anyone doing well on a Stark Varg. So one interesting thing is New Jersey right now is in November, and we should have approximately 10 inches of rain in New Jersey, and we've gotten 1 inch, and it has been horrible dust. Ryder has been on antibiotics for a month. He's also been on steroids and an inhaler, and he still isn't recovered and hasn't been able to basically exercise hard for the last month. But the day before this race and 2 days before this race, it did rain, and I'm like, wow, this place is going to turn into a mud bath. This is going to be terrible, because it finally rained. And what...
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you, but coming up around this corner, Vince takes the outside, and it's real soft on the outside. The 125 doesn't have much power once you get into that stuff. He has a little problem with the ribbon, and I end up able to cut on the inside of him, get in front of him, move into 5th, and still behind Canito on the Suzuki. So he's moving up pretty much just as much as I'm moving up. But you're going to see in a minute. I'm going to show you the front cam, starting off right where I passed Vince. And now you're seeing Canito again from the same little area. But I catch up to Kenny a lot on this straightaway, and then just put the hammer down and catch up to him and Kyle Grenowitz, who are battling right now in 4th and 3rd.
Yeah, Vince is definitely pretty fast. I believe he's the Neue A125 champ, so kudos to you for getting around him. And like you said earlier, here is Canito Held, one of the lone Suzuki riders, and he is the Neue overall pro champion. So this should be a pretty good battle. I believe he's on a Suzuki 134, but I'm not 100% sure, which I know is legal, so there's nothing wrong with that. But
right here, yeah, I just want to explain. I cut on the inside, and then I check up. Kenny goes to the outside. I don't know if to block me or if that was just the easier line. And then I was able to get past him. Got completely roosted by Kyle. But now we're in 4th, right behind Kyle Grenowitz. And you're going to see in a minute, I'll show you the front cam again of me riding behind Kyle.
yeah, Kyle is also really fast. I know him and Kenny here on the Suzuki battle all the time. Kyle has overalled several events before. I know some D6 events, so he's doing well. He's definitely a good competitor, and this was so exciting for me as a parent to watch because first of all, Ryder got 3rd on the whole shot, and I think I counted 25 people on the line. I'm like, wow, 3rd, that's great. And then they went into the sort of back end of the field and we couldn't see. Then he came out in 9th. Then he fell back to 12th. And I'm like, man, you're just making your way backwards faster than ever. And now he's up into 4th. So again, that's 4th overall, not 4th in class. It's actually 2nd in class. What he's trying to do, 3rd in class? Oh yeah, right. Sorry. 1st in class is Lucas Seelman, who normally he wouldn't give you that much trouble, but he's doing great today, and he's on a 150.
Yep, right here. Kyle takes the outside line. I capitalized on that, get on the inside, and then now from here. I think Kenny's gonna pass Kyle somewhere. I don't have it on GoPro. I didn't see this happen, but Kenny's gonna get around Kyle, and you're gonna see in a minute he's gonna catch right up to my back wheel, and this is just where he did. This is like 2 or 3 laps later. He has caught up to me now, and this is like a pretty good battle that we have in the grass track. But as far as still we have a lot of work to do, right? Because I'm in 2nd in class right now, and 1st in class, Lucas Seelman. He's, I don't know, 6, 7, maybe closer to 10 seconds ahead of me. And he made time on me 1 or 2 laps after this. So I knew I had to really, really try. So Kenny and I are really going as fast as I can. Here is Zach Huff, a fast rider. And he is now battling with us. I don't know how. We lapped him. He's one of my friends. But we lapped him, and then he kind of kept with me in the grass track, and I had to turn my head around. I was like, what's going on? Why can't I drop him? But I know I definitely have to work on my grass track skills, because that's where I got passed so much this weekend, definitely in the pro motos.
Yeah, so back to Zach and getting lapped here. So let's be clear, the lap is only 5 to 6 minutes long, and sometimes people start 1, 2, 3, even 4 minutes behind. So it's easy to get lapped, and when it's not like a typical race that's 30 minutes. So he could be easily stay with you guys, not be that much slower, just maybe had one bad lap or something.
Yeah, definitely. He gives, I think Kenny has a little bit of a hard time getting around him, but then Kenny gets around him, and you're going to see in a minute, we're coming around the corner. I throw some roost at Kenny. I don't know what happened, if he couldn't see the turn or what. He goes over the berm and falls over, and that was definitely a big stress relief, but that was the last time we saw Kenny. And yeah, right here, coming around this left-hander, Kenny forks the front end, and now I have to catch Lucas Seelman, who is a while ahead of me. But I'm just going to cut to the last lap, the last couple corners of the race, where all of a sudden I was like, oh my god, I'm making up the time. Sorry, I lied. Kenny did catch up to me a little bit more, and I'm just going to show you now where a little bit more of us battling. Also, I don't know if you guys just noticed, but the bottom left position changed from 3rd to 4th. That's a stupid mistake on my part. Ryder Lafferty was also in front of us. He was not in the 125 Pro class, so I was still in 2nd in the 125 Pro class, and I knew that because each time I went through the finish, it would tell me. And I know I still had to put the hammer down if I wanted to catch Lucas Seelman, who was in first in class and third overall. So it goes, it goes Ryder Lafferty, then Wally Palmer, then Lucas Seelman, who's first in my class, and then me. So this is coming into the last lap now. I'm gonna try my best to catch him. And not only am I motivated just by wanting to win, there's a lot of money on the line here. I mean, $400 for the first place winner, $250 for the second, and that doesn't count contingency money. But here, we're coming into the last corners of the last lap of this race, and you see Lucas Seelman on the KTM makes a dabble in the logs. I'm like, oh my god, this is my chance. We both jump in the air. I'm taking any line I can to get around him, and you see here, it's like so much area for either of us to just make a mistake with this enduro cross section. He gets through that gator pit really fast somehow, and I was like, it's over once we got into the tires, and then I just held it wide. I was like, maybe it's not, and it was so close coming into this finish. I felt like I was gonna die. My heart rate was through the roof and everything, but he ended up getting third, and I guess first in class, the $400. I got second, the $250. It was still a great race. I had a great time racing Lucas on the 150 on the YZ125. For me, I was on the YZ125. It was just really awesome, and I had a good time.
Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, subscribe, and most importantly, comment and get notified so you can see the Pro Moto with the Lafferty and Wally battle. Thank you very much.
So